Just seeing them grow from the start, confidence growing and their techniques improving, would never ever take them somewhere else because he is just perfect.
I have 2 girls at AFAC, and we've been coming since it started at the beginning of 2019. They feel safe, and I think they feel encouraged as well.
I like my teachers, and they always encourage me when I need encouraging, and they make it really fun for me and the rest of my class. I feel very proud and happy and excited to meet my new teacher.
Noah finds motor planning and things like that difficult. You know, he tends to get that same teacher, so they definitely know what works for Noah, what to kind of keep going with, how we can kind of achieve the next thing. So it's really quite consistent and valuable.
It's really good, nice quality time spent with the grandies, and it's a great centre for families as well. She may have got a lot older, but never miss out on the green jelly after the swimming lesson, so that's always a given.
I wouldn't be driving 25 minutes past 2 swim schools to come if I didn't enjoy it.
The kids just enjoy it too much here and love all the teachers, so why move them somewhere else?
I would like to begin by acknowledging that we meet on the traditional lands of the Whadjuk people, and I pay my respects and our respects to their elders past and present. I'd like to declare the meeting open at 7:01 and say welcome back everybody. It's wonderful to see your smiling faces and your bright eyes after the Christmas break and after the wonderful Australia Day event that we had. Record of attendance, apologies and leave of absence. We don't have any leave of absences, but we do have 2 apologies. We've got Councillor Silva as an apology and Dr. Wallinga as an apology. So thank you for everyone else for being here tonight. So we'll move on to advice of response to previous public questions taken on notice. And there's a few pages of those. And we come now to public question time. Have we got any questions from members of the public tonight? No? If not, I'll close public question time and we'll move on to applications for leave of absence. Do we have any leave of absences applied for? Great, thank you. None. So we'll move forward to petitions. Are there any petitions for submission tonight? If not, we'll move forward. Could I have someone please confirm that the minutes of the meeting held on the 15th of December represent a true and correct record? Am I cutting in and out? Yes. Yeah, I thought so. What are we going to do about that? Somebody? Anybody? My microphone is cutting in and out. Oh, do you think it was that one? Okay. Thanks, everybody, for your patience. So we have confirmation of minutes. Could I ask that somebody confirm that the minutes attached to the agenda represent a true and correct record of the last meeting? Somebody's got their light on. Can't tell who turned it on. Thank you very much. Councillor Sargison has confirmed. Is there anybody opposed? If no one's opposed, thank you. That's carried. Announcements by the person presiding without discussion. You've got those on your tables, councillors. I just would note and like to thank the Community Services Directorate and the team that put on the Australia Day event. I thought that it was a wonderful event. Our community loved it, and everyone that came along from the surrounding suburbs and even as far as way up the train line. In fact, a couple of trains I think the individuals that I spoke to had taken to get here to celebrate and to enjoy the fireworks and Ricky Lee. So wonderful evening, and congratulations to the events team and everyone that was involved. Thank you to councillors that came along to support the event. I'm sure that we all had a wonderful time, and we will now be under the pressure and the gaze for next year. So we'll have to think about how we can either top it or at least make it equally as successful. So thank you very much. And I'll move forward then to questions by members of which due notice have been given without discussion. There's none that I know of. So we'll move to the reports. And the Technical Services Committee meeting held on the 2nd of February. Chair, are you prepared to move those minutes?
Yep, happy to move the minutes of the Technical Services Committee held on Monday 2nd of February, subject to any corrections, which I have none.
Thank you. Chair has moved those minutes. Is there anyone opposed? No one's opposed. Thank you. That's carried. We'll move into the agenda itself. Page 13, 1.1, Armidale Kelmscott Hospital bus stop, northbound, shelter viability and cost. And what a wonderful win this was, with the recommendation coming on page 16. 1.2, page 17, Armidale Golf Course car park surfacing alternate treatment request, with the recommendation coming on page 21. Page 22, 2.1, pocket forests and the Maiawaki method referral item, with the recommendation on the bottom of page 22. Page 23, 2.2, long-term parking, River Entrance Piara Waters referral item, and the recommendation comes on page 24. Chair, are you prepared to move all of those items?
Yep, so moved, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Chair has moved all the items. Is there anyone opposed? No one opposed. Thank you. That's carried. We'll move on to the Community Services Committee meeting minutes, and I'll ask if the Chair is prepared to move those minutes.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, acknowledge receipt of the Community Services Committee minutes held on Tuesday the 3rd of February 2026, subject to any corrections of which I have none.
Thank you. Is there anyone opposed to receiving those minutes? If not, thank you. That's carried. We'll move into the agenda itself. 1.1 on page 30, draft revised financial assistance policy, with the recommendation coming on pages 30 to 30. No, hang on. 34. Sorry, thank you. Now we'll move to page 35, 1.2, proposed reconciliation strategy, with the recommendation coming on page 40. Page 41, 2.1, Rushton Park shared use agreement, with the recommendation coming on pages 47 and 48. Page 49, 2.2, All Abilities Sports Teams Fees and Charges, with the recommendation on page 55. We do require an absolute majority for this item, so I'll ask the Chair if you're prepared to move that item.
So moved.
Thank you. Chair has moved that item. Is there anyone opposed? If no one's opposed, thank you. That's carried and an absolute majority has been achieved. We'll move to page 56, 2.3, temporary occupancy arrangements, Armidale Environmental Centre and Marman Maya. And the recommendation comes on page 61. Page 62, 3.1, making of CAT amendment local law, with the recommendation on page 67. We do need an absolute majority for this item, so I'll ask the Chair if it's prepared to move it.
So moved.
Thank you, Chair. Is there anyone opposed? If no one's opposed, thank you. That's carried and an absolute majority has been achieved. Page 68, 4.1, Bushfire Brigade's names, referral matter. And we do have two declarations to make. So, Councillor Hetherington, you're first on the agenda, so I'll let you go first.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I would like to declare a non-financial interest in this item on the basis that my daughter is a member of the Rollie Stone Carrigaline Volunteer Bushfire Brigade. As a consequence, there may be a perception that my impartiality on the matter may be affected, but I declare that I would set aside this association and consider the matter on its merits and vote accordingly.
Thank you very much. And Councillor Keogh.
Thank you. Sorry, thank you, Mayor. Yes, with regards to item 4.1, I wish to close the item in association with the Rollie Stone Volunteer Fire and Rescue Brigade, and as a consequence, there may be a perception that my impartiality on this matter may be affected, and I declare that I will set aside this association and consider the matter on its merits and vote accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Keogh. Right, we have, start the item. We've got a recommendation on page 71. Councillor Stoneham, you've got your light on.
I have a small amendment to the recommendation that was made at the committee meeting, if it could be pulled up on the screen, which is that, number one, we note the officers' report and that we request the city officers seek feedback from DFES and continue to monitor the situation over the next 12 months and provide a summary report to councillors at the end of that period, in light of some of the other information we've had in the past few days.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone opposed?
Madam Mayor, I'm not opposed, but I'd like to change it. So I'd like to foreshadow an addition, if we could, to that.
Okay, well, I will ask if there is anyone to second the motion. Councillor Hetherington, thank you. Is there anyone opposed, or should we just go into... So, Councillor Keogh?
Well, I actually also do have a question I'd like to clarify. That should probably be in there as well now that I have reread it. So I would oppose as well, then unless Councillor Busby isn't.
So you're opposing?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Stoneham, would you like to speak to the matter? The recommendation, I should say.
Yes, so at the committee meeting the other night, for those of us who were there, quite a few of us were there as observers also, there was one of the brigades hadn't responded, or we didn't have full information from the Roley Stone Fire and Rescue Brigade. We've had some comments following that meeting, and obviously there are somebody has concerns, and not to not acknowledge those concerns, I think, would be misdirected. But we need to establish if there is indeed a significant problem. Given that 1 in 4 of the volunteer fire and rescue and bushfire brigades that exist in the state of WA, around about 680 or 690 or so, 1 in 4 of them has a name similar to another brigade within the local government area that they support. So the naming of the brigades in Roley Stone is not an anomaly. It's quite normal for this to happen, and I suppose I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, but we also need to know if there is a molehill to start with. Hence asking that the city officers seek feedback so we can establish if there is indeed an issue, and then we can pursue it further if we need to. So hence my amendment to the report or the recommendation from last week.
Thank you, Councillor Stoneham. Councillor Hetherington, would you like to speak to the... Thank you. Councillor Keogh, you opposed? So,
thank you, Mayor.
Speak?
Yes, I would like to see included in there as being seek feedback from DFS and brigades within the City of Armidale. That would be my reason as to why I would be opposed to this. So I just wanted to make that as clear as the recommendation could be. So that's my main reason as to why I'm opposing the recommendation in its current form.
Thank you, Councillor Keogh. Do we have anyone to speak for the motion? Anyone to speak against or have a question?
Well, mine was identical to Councillor Keogh's, that we really should be seeking feedback from our local brigades. So I'm happy with the motion, but I'd like to see us add and the local brigades into this motion. So I would only be voting against this one to foreshadow that change to add them into it, unless Councillor Stoneham would like to add that in and be happy with that, and we could support it straight away.
Thank you. Is there anyone to speak for the motion? Anyone against? Councillor Stoneham, would you like to address Councillor Busby's question?
I understand what Councillor Keogh and Councillor Busby are suggesting. However, my understanding is that DFS are the people who manage incident control at
Okay, so
these
I'll allow you to wrap up then.
So, so in wrapping up, given that DFS are the ones who are in control, are the incident control managers of the event, I'm not saying that we shouldn't seek feedback from the other brigades in the City of Armidale, but at the end of the day, the control of the incident and how it is managed is the remit of DFS. So ultimately, it comes down to them and their management, and if they're happy or if they notice concerns. It's very difficult for people to not be concerned if they see something go wrong and things can get blown out of proportion. That's what I'm worried about happening, or things being misinterpreted, or things being told anecdotally that we don't have any hard evidence for, which is why I think if we just seek evidence from one particular body, then that will be cleaner than getting hearsay from other people. But I completely understand what my fellow councillors are suggesting. I'm not saying I'm averse to that. I think it's cleaner to just seek information from the incident control body. And therefore, I would prefer to keep my recommendation as it is.
Thank you, Councillor Stoneham. I will ask for all those in favour of the current motion that's on the table to please raise your hands. All those against? The motion is lost, and we do have a alternate motion. Who mentioned that they were you?
No, I can't remember exactly. Councillor Busby's happy for me to. Yeah, so I'll request that if we just have the recommendation have seek feedback from DFES and brigades within the City of Armidale.
So we're just going to.
We just need to have those show of hands again.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, we were a bit quick. So all those for the recommendation. So you don't get to change your mind. You just please vote the same way. Thank you. Thank you. And that's all we need to do? Yep, thank you. Sorry about that. So can we now look at the additional wording for this?
Sorry, yeah, so it would just be purely adding in from DFES and brigades within the City of Armidale. Yeah. Thank you, Chair. I don't have much more to say on it. I think we're all pretty much on the same page. So I'll, that's my current recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Keogh. Is there anyone opposed to the current motion that's on there, the amended addition of the brigades? If not, thank you, that is carried. Thank you, everybody. We'll move now to the Chief Executive Officer's report. Oh, yes, sorry. Sorry, I forgot is the Chair prepared to move all those items which are not already been dealt with?
Yes.
Thank you. You knew you had one more chance to stand up. Okay, so now we move to the Executive Officer's report of the 9th of February 2026. Could I ask that someone move receipt of that CEO's report? Thank you. Councillor Peter has moved. Is there anyone opposed? No one opposed. Thank you. That's carried. Page 75, 1.1, Annual General Meeting of Electors and Annual Report 2024-25. Seems like years ago now. With the recommendation coming on page 79. We have received a need for a slight tweak to this recommendation, so we'll just pop it on the screen, because one of our very diligent councillors has picked up a couple of minor, but could be major if they go through, mistakes. So Could I ask if anyone's got any questions about this item? Councillor
Not a question.
Peter?
I think on page 78, the ordinary council meeting 28th of April. That's, I think, it's a Tuesday, not Monday. I think maybe need to check. That should be 28th of April.
Is that over Easter?
I think so. So we need to change to Monday to Tuesday on the report.
Right.
On page 78.
Okay. Thank you. Councillor Peter, eagle-eyed. Thank you very much. So you're moving it with that change and the change to the recommendation, slight change. Councillor Mosey? A question? No? It's okay.
I just wondered if we could get kind of a rough idea of what minor might be considered.
Certainly, through the chair, there was an error in the replication of the replacement value of the asset in the display. Obviously, it appears correctly in the financial statements, but in the glossy section of the report, instead of 2,019,488,618, it was 448. So they pressed 444 rather than 88. So there are a number of minor typographical errors such as that Councillor Newman in his very diligent review found. So we would like to obviously just make that. So nothing substantial in terms of changes to the financial report whatsoever.
So we have a mover for the motion. So is there anyone opposed? If no one's opposed, thank you, that's carried. And an absolute majority has been reached. We move on now to page 80, 1.2, Councillors' Information Bulletin, issue number 1 of 2026. Could I ask that someone move the recommendation on page 81? Councillor Peter, thank you very much. Councillor Peter has moved that we receive this issue of the Information Bulletin. Is there anyone opposed? No one opposed, thank you, that's carried. Now it takes us back to the beginning of the agenda, motions of which previous notice have been given, and there aren't any. Urgent business approved by the person presiding or by decision, there isn't any. Matters for referral to standing committees without discussion. Councillors, if you've got motions, items for referral. Councillor Newman.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to refer to the Technical Services Committee, please. The matter of streetscape maintenance and safety, just to request a review of the options to improve the city's streetscape presentations and roadside vegetation management in line with the council's vision for a tidy and inviting neighbourhood, specifically addressing
I'll just stop you there. You just get to say the title and then you send that extra information through with your as your comments, and then we'll all get to read them. Thank you. Councillor Singh.
I have a referral item on the lighting at Brutonia Garden to be referred to Technical Service Committee.
Thank you very much. Any other matters for referral? Councillor Keogh.
Thank you, Mayor. City Bicentennial to Community Services, please.
Thank you. And if we have no others, we'll move forward to matters requiring confidential consideration, which we don't have any, and closure. So I'm happy to close the meeting at 7:26. Thank you very much, councillors.